The 6-4 Army Vision Training Cycle, cycle number 3 in our periodization block. You would at this point finished the Hulk training cycle. The Vision training cycle is a 4-week training block, December 8th through to January 4th. The first notable thing here is that it is across the festive season. There is allowances and tolerances throughout that period that would give you minimal equipment workouts. There's obviously going to be people away on holidays. You have Christmas, you have the New Year period, and training is a little bit harder to get in the way that you exactly want to. And we've been there for a decade where people get a little bit flustered or frustrated that they can't quite tick the boxes as per written schedule. So there's just multiple pathways of how you can actually access this type of training, and hence why it's condensed down into a 4-week block. Once you get past that 4-week block, so that first week of January, you will go into the Black Panther cycle, which will take you for the open quarterfinal preparation. But we'll park that for now, and we'll look at some intentions and focuses for this upcoming training cycle. So we're stripping things back a little bit. We're doing some tempo, true raw strength lifting. So deadlift, bench press, back squat. The tempos come back into play here. It just is a really good allowance just to build some time under tension and hit positions and mechanical tension throughout these type of movements. For a tempo, for example, you might be stood at the top, 4-second descent, hit the bottom, speed to the top, a moment to rebrace, reset, and go again. It's not going to be working at 1 RMs or 3 RMs for this training block, as it's more of a maintenance, a recheck-in on how we're moving really, really well, and basically hitting a reset maintenance portion on especially our strength movements. With the snatch and the clean or clean and jerk, we've obviously just come out of a big training cycle where that was a huge focus of the last block. All of that preparatory strength work or technical work could kind of have been put into that block. Now we need to assist and accommodate that with just real strength. The stronger you get, you piece it together with that technique of all of those lifting sessions that we had in that previous block, you're going to get stronger for those specific Olympic lifting movements if you're consistent. So the snatch and the clean in this cycle will come in 3 positions. So we're going to be learning the high hip hang snatch, the low hang snatch and from the floor, and all in sequence. Time lifts in and around that 60 to 80% marker. And then the same goes with the squat clean too. And on a separate day, you will have a front squat into split jerk combination. What I really like about this is that you pre-fatigue the legs on the front squat before then going into the split jerk. So it really forces the ability to get a good strong drive and complete the drive out of the dip for the split jerk, just on that pre-fatigue on the leg. So rather than doing 5 split jerks in a row and just having that kind of awkwardness of re-racking the barbell each and every time and being in that compromised position, you just take the legs out from doing the front squats and then you hit those jerks. Skill EMOM, so the CrossFit gymnastics, think of still getting better at strict handstand push-ups, rope climbs, wall walks, holding the standards of the CrossFit open/season, ring muscle-ups, bar pullovers, pistols, they're all in there. And that's more of a skill setting. It's not high-paced mechanisms. Where you will get that high-paced intensity for those gymnastics is out of the CrossFit workout repeats and the benchmarks. In 2025, we now have hundreds of workouts that we can pull upon from previous years gone by, qualifiers, esteemed competitions, and all these types of things. The CrossFit Open, the quarterfinals, semifinals, the CrossFit Games, and we've pulled on a myriad of all of these workouts, and you're doing at least 4 or 5 repeat workouts per week. So over a 4-week cycle, you might get up to about 16 old tests, and that's just going to be really incentivizing to putting in our best effort and getting that type of score that we can already preset and looking at previous results and have a look at the ladder of where we're climbing to, and also making it make sense within your structure of your programming. It's all well and good having a repeat workout from the past, but if it's not pieced together in the right meaningful manner, then it's not worth as much as it could be. And I say that by saying each and every single workout has a stimulus, it has an intention, it has a design, it has a muscle usage, it has a contractile force usage, it has an energy system, and it has a time domain, modality, blah, 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 blah. We can look at those workouts first and foremost. We have an idea and an intention design on our training block, and they often you can pick up other workouts and put them in there where it makes sense to put them. So that's kind of the layout of what we're trying to achieve here. Monostructural intervals, if you're somebody who is more on the competitive side, those second sessions, those longer aerobic capacity type of sessions, it's really, really beneficial. You'll get those echo bike sessions, you'll get those running specific sessions, you'll get dual mixed work, you'll get brick work, you'll get those longer 30 to 60 minute components, swimming, and all this is just to help develop that aerobic system, more so for the usage of oxygen during workouts, the ability to clear lactate or use lactate as energy through workouts. But then for those that are on the competitive side, that will typically see these types of movements come up for them. The accessory work built out in this is more, I would say, body work. So think slower brain to muscle isolation connection movements. We're really slowing down and trying to contract certain muscle groups, the smaller stabilizers and things like that. You want to snatch big, we better make sure that the rotator cuff does all the actions that it's required to do. Turnover, upward elevation, contraction and stability of the shoulder girdle to support that load and structure. These are the types of movements that you'll see in these accessory pieces, just the supporting of those stabilizers, and a little bit more mobility biased dense movements with load, and you'll see that as you go through your training cycle. That is about it, really. I don't want to harp on that too much. You can always see a free week of the training program and see how you like it. And basically we're in that really close preparatory phase now, where we are getting towards the CrossFit season. It's a super exciting season. The season obviously has been laid out in front of us. There's a lot to be excited about. And if you're somebody in the hopes of making quarterfinals, top 25% through the open, training starts now. If you're somebody who's wanting to get to semifinals through the quarterfinals qualification process, training starts now. And it doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice your whole festive season. It just means being smart, things in moderation, and just making sure that we are at least ticking some of the boxes before we can get back to full capacity at some point. So that's the Vision training cycle. It's a 4-week training block. It goes through your whole December, beginning of January, and then we really, really dive into some more magic at the beginning of January.